Hi, everyone. Today we'll see some slides on the solid waste management. So, solid waste is one of the very extensive topic, and it is a very important topic. Waste means it is any unwanted materials or which is which is not usable substances that is discarded after we use. These are called waste. If we put waste can be in a it can be in a solid, it can be in a liquid. So liquid waste means at your home we used to take pot. After pot the water comes out. At kitchen also we remove the after washing the dishes and after cooking we wash. These are also a waste actually, which we think it is no more on use. So basically, the waste can be in a liquid and solid waste. So liquid waste are mostly it is in the gray water, blackish water, but the solid waste it is in it is mostly in the solid form, which are very hard. They are rigid and semi-solid, elastic one. Okay, so the discarded materials that can be solid or semi-solid, which are contaminated material after the use by the human society, they are called solid waste. So generally, the solid waste is three types. One is called biodegradable, second is non-biodegradable, and third is hazardous waste. So biodegradables are mostly all the kitchen waste that we produce at home, cattle dung, gardens, and food leftover, agriculture waste. And non-biodegradables are it can be recycled and non-recycled one. So the recycle is the paper, plastic, metals, and glasses, whereas the non-recycled one, the multi-layer package, thermocols, these are some of the non-recycled solid waste. Example, your rubbers. These are not recycled one. And the highest is menstrual pads, CFL bulb, and batteries, and etc. We have lots. So in this chapter, in this uh, video, we will be focused on the uh, biodegradables and even the plastic waste management. It comes under the solid waste, but it has a special branch topic. We will not be focused on that. We will particularly try to focus on how can we manage the biodegradable waste in the rural India or in the rural village or semi area. It can be in the semi town or rural area or rural villages or the some urban area, but which are located not in the city. Okay, so one of the major cause of the in general if we see one of the major cause of the increase of solid waste in today's society is the growth of the human population. In olden days the population was very less, so the waste productions are also limited. But with the coming of the increase of the populations, the amount of the waste in the village, also in the urban towns or in the rural areas, also the amount of solid waste is increasing day by day due to the industrial manufacturers. Different companies, different industry are coming up. So obviously the demand of human population, the use of material are increasing, so subsequently the amount of solid waste is also increasing. And urbanization and modernization, so these are some of the uh, factors that leads to the increase of the solid waste in the solid waste. So there are many ways where the solid waste can be generated, like it can be through your home, domestic, residential area, commercial solid waste from towns and this commercial area, institutional waste. It can be from your school, colleges, or different governmental departments, or industrial, agriculture waste, and the infectious waste like biomedical waste from the waste generated in the hospital. Okay, so these are some of the waste, solid waste that are classified. So if we see the uh, Yes, if we see, we have a solid waste has a very extensive, and one is biodegradable and what another is non-biodegradable, and you have higher this, and again we have a plastic waste that is mostly deals with the plastic. We have a plastic regulation act also there. We will be discussing all this, but here in this video we will focus on the biodegradable waste. As you see in the pictures, this woman is using the different kitchens and the waste that produce, these are all biodegradables. And this is a kettle tank, and this man is showing how he is producing, right? So this is some examples. So biodegradable waste, it comprises of mostly of the kitchen waste, that biodegradable waste that you produce at your home, and the institutional waste. In institution, we produce mostly of the papers and some institutional waste, and the animal waste, the waste that produced by the animals, groups residue, discarded fruits and vegetables, and other soft biodegradable waste such as garden waste in the rural area, or even in your town also in your garden, lots of biodegradable waste are generated. So it is one of the why this waste is important. Okay, the waste is a several threats to the public health and cleanliness. It is one of the improper disposal leads to serious health problems, including the increase of waterborne and vector diseases such as diarrhea, malaria, dengue, cholera, and typhoid. So, these are some of the health-related improper disposal of solid waste, or especially the improper disposal of biodegradable waste, leads to the several health issues. And improper management of solid waste may lead to environmental pollutions, contamination of water body, particularly in the rainy season, particularly in the monsoon season. So proper understanding and proper solid waste management is very, very important. So kettle dung and group residue, which is constitute the major parts of the organic waste. Organic waste means it is the kitchen waste which can be break down, okay, and in rural areas. This waste, if disposed of in an unsafe manner, that may release methane gas into the environment and contribute to global warming. So not only health, but the improper disposal of solid waste, biodegradable waste, may in turn release the methane gas, which is main precursor for the increase of the global warming also. Nowadays, the global warming is one of the top topics in today's society, and these are some of the things. And the major sources of biodegradable waste are like animal waste, refuse from domestic and breed animals in farms, or farm waste, gardens and other bio-waste, kitchens, and institutional waste. So these are the four important sources of biodegradable solid waste. And it is estimated that around zero point 0.3 to zero point 0.4 millions of million metric tons. 1 tons is 1000 kg. Okay, so you can calculate. So zero point 0.3 to zero point 0.4 millions, 1 metric tons is 1000 kg. So approximately it is the how much amount of solid waste are generated each day in rural areas. And organic waste constitute about in all this out of 100, organic waste is about 60 to 80%. That out of, say, you have 100 kgs of waste that generated, so 60 to 80 kg is organic waste mostly. So if it disposed in an unsafe manner, the amount of waste that is generated is it's more, and the the improper disposal of solid waste like biodegradable may lead to different environmental impact and the pollutions. So these are some of the things that we have to. And in the challenges, these are some of the challenges that we see in India. Diverse setup, census town, large dense panchayat and remote village, rural villages. and lack of planning in waste, lack of planning in, sorry, yes, lack of planning in waste transportations. In if you see in many towns and the city, when the census is due for the analysis of solid waste management, we see that many villages, they don't have the transportation facility, except in some town you will see. And even in town also, you won't see the regular collection of solid waste. So rural areas I'm talking about, it is in the semi-town area also. Most of the in India town, it is under rural town. Even though it is urban in the name, practically it is under the semi-rural semi-town only. So it comes under the rural India. So lack of planning in waste transportations and collection strategies are still lagging behind. So, and not only that, after collecting, many town council, many villagers, they just collect and dumps into some area, which in turn affecting a lot of environmental issues and health hazard. And there is no scientific treatment facility in rural area. In many town we don't have. So these are some of the challenges, and especially in the uh, town and village rural area. One is the lack of waste transportation, lack of storage, lack of scientific method of treatment, and mixed waste contain higher risk items released into the environment. So I don't know how many of us we use a segregation method of waste in at home, but we see a different waste that are mixed in one dustbin. That is very, very, very dangerous health hazard that we see, and kept in waste management system, resulting in the dump sites scattered across rural area. If you go anywhere in your colonies, in your town, we see that we have lots of dump sites which are very, very unpleasant smell, hazardous to the environment as well as to the human society. Even though India has been coming from try to government has focused from 2014 to 2019 in the Swachh Bharat mission, government have started different waste management strategies, but still we are still in the challenges, or town is in a stage of challenge, or rural area is in a stage of gap. So these are some of the challenges that we see in the in our town. So some strategies for rural solid waste management. So this is the hierarchies most preferable and the less preferable. So this in rural India, there exists a circular way of biodegradable waste. Biodegradable waste composted and used in agriculture, and operation and maintenance is easy. No high end technologies to disturb the rural ecosystem. So if you see, okay, the in these pictures I'm showing this, the waste management hierarchy: source reductions and reuse, recycle and composting, energy recovery. So the amount of generation is it is in a reverse direction here. It is in a reverse circular direction in the pyramidal form, but the amount of generation is this much big. But if you go recycle is less, energy recovery less, and disposal is also less. So it is very much reverse currently in a reverse thinking process. It is this is the strategy that we see now. See, this is how we are doing, right? In every household, this woman, if you see the pictures of this strategy of waste management, this woman, he is in this household level, he do process for biodegradable waste. This is one of the strategy that we can give. Okay, one strategy that we can give is at or home alone itself also, we can do a lot of biodegradable waste management process at home also. I will be showing you some of the method how we can do a minimum expenditure and more returns using the biodegradable waste. Also we have some scope. So generating level process treatment is also preferable in the institution, even your colleges, even your institution, village level also, like through eco clubs or waste management committee or whatever. You can even come up with the uh, biodegradable waste management process, even in hotel and market area. If you go to Sabji Bayar, the market, you will In every day they may produce more than 50 to 100 kgs of biodegradable waste in the supermarket or in the hotel, the leftover foods. So this can be used as a strategy for biodegradable waste management. And even in institution, every day, how many people, more than 1,000 people are producing different waste. So that level of processing and treatments that can also be useful. And if the large gram panchayat, the village like more than 1,000 household, or some ward has more than 1,000, or some area has big semi-urban area, then household level processes is not feasible. If the population is less than 100, 200, then the household level segregations and the processes is encouraged. It can be educated. But if the population is very large, then the Gram Panchayat or the wards can have a proper waste management committee, and they can do a village level treatment plan where they can employ some people to look after that and create for the income generation. So these are the house in large population area, in large semi-urban area, the individual household level is not visible. Okay, so some how to go about it, how to plan about it. So to plan about the waste management in your town, semi town, or in your village, let us put in the example of the village level. If you understand the village level, it can become to the rural also, urban also, it will be very simple. So one of the most important strategy in the rural area for biodegradable waste management is you have to do a proper assessment. How many household are there per house? How many kg of biodegradable waste are generated in that area? So to solid waste management in the village construction under, we have Muhammad Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Every day, the village development board, they have money, so they can set up infrastructure for the storage. They can set up an infrastructure storage, and or the government agency through Swachh Bharat mission or some different government schemes. They can set up a construct a house for the collection and from different household and put in that storage, segregation and process. So that is village level, that is one. And what is the main identification gap in village level? Big scientific ways or scientific procedures may not be applicable, but still they can start with the segregation in the household level. They can collect and put uh, in the storage, and some small process can also start. And number two is development and village action plan, VAP. In the it is, I'm talking about the rural villages, but it can be applicable to the even in the urban area, urban town also. The town council or even in the ward can also start. So development a action plan, village action plan, or it can be the action plan to address if your colony has large amount of waste dump. You see everywhere you go there is a dump bin, so they can have a proper village action plans, how to segregate, how to plant. They can invite some expertise and make it and do some assessment how to go about it. That is another implementation plan. And approve of action plan in gram panchayat, or if it is in the town, they can approve through the ward colony and approve through the municipal or town council, and they can do the process. So district level action plan, this is the after village is approved, they can go for the district level and they can approve and do operation. These are all just for your understanding. And now after approving in the village level, we do different methods. Okay, in village, uh, these are this this is a copartan biogas generation. This is methanation. It is also called biomethanation, also called. And this is the product of biocomposting. So this we have many scopes, many ways of biodegradable waste management can be done. This is a solid waste. So this is a home. Okay, at your garden also you can do like this, composting. Biodegradable, you can go for composting. This is a small product. And biomethanation, copartan, it is a You can even start in a household also. If you have a 5 6 household, you can make a community level collections, and you can even start the Koparthan process. Even the government has started one scheme, Koparthan scheme. Okay, so these these are some of the feasible method. Okay, now the composting, this part is the composting. It can be in the two types. One is called aerobic composting and one is anaerobic composting. Aerobic means oxygen supply is necessary in this process. Anaerobic means non sup- uh, anaerobic means absent of air. Okay, absent of air. So in an aerobic decomposition, when the air bacteria act on the complex organic matters and break it down into nutrients. That means the waste material can be broken down by the bacteria with the supply of oxygens, and later on they can convert into manners like this. And anaerobic also create, but without the supply of air. It is closed in a very in a closed container. So in this process, mostly the methane and carbon dioxide is released. This is very, very important. In in composting, we have two types. One is called aerobic, one is called anaerobic. So in aerobic decomposition, you will produce carbon dioxide is the main product. But in anaerobic composition, the waste decomposition breakdown and the amount of energy released is the methane and carbon dioxide. So these two is very important to understand. So this is at home. This is you can even start at your home, at your hostel, or at your garden also. You can purchase some pot like this, and even earthen pots, individual household level, you can even start the biodegradable ones. You can in your garden, you can even start. So mud pot, or this is a mud pot with 50 centimeter height and 35, but it can be vary from amount of the waste that you can put, but this is just a approximate. Let cover to the prevent fruit flies. We have to cover so that insect and flies should not attack that. Triple stand, you need to keep in the some stand 50 high, approximate design made of the steel, wood, plastic. So I and capacity of such type of composting is maximum of 2 to 3 kg per day for a family of 5 to 6 members. So if you have few family 5 to 6 or less than that, you can even start this type of. And one is it has to be keep in the in a set area. Water should not, rain should not touch. You should keep in a dry area. Limitation and compatible is require less space, suitable for small family, generating up to 2 kg waste per day. Suppose if your family has produced 2 kg of waste, then you can even start like this. This is earthen pot method is also one composting method, and pit composting. This is a pit. You will it can be circular type also. You can dig, or rectangular also you can put. Okay, so this type of method is a pit composting, and depending the cow down loose earth to activate the composting process. Tools like soft and spit, these are just you can just go through it. So this is the one type of you can do the composting at your garden also. Okay, so in the process of, suppose at village level, at town, if the village action plan or community has approved for the to go for the solid waste management in your town, the collection can be done by this. Even the women are also collecting these peoples, and they are collecting all the waste. So the waste collection will be through the people will go individually collection. But in order to do that at the household level, if they have segregated dry and waste, or biodegradable and non-bio, then even they can even start for the collections, and can be through the one type of truck can go for biodegradable and non-bio. So if that is still that is excess, but after collecting in the village household level and put into the village level, the segregation is needed, because sometimes people forget and they just mix up. So segregation is very necessary. So after collection, and they will transport to the area where the process is about to do, right? And community level management. These are all community household, and it is applicable to all the uh, individual and community level. So see, this is the pictures that you have to understand. This is the community level solid waste management. Suppose if your village is approved for the community level biodegradable solid waste management, or some SSG, self-help group, or some NGOs can even start off this type of scheme. So you will collect, and you will collect from the different areas and put in the storage area. You will segregate, and these are the very big house where the community level biodegradable waste management is going on, where the lots of manners are released every day. So more than 10 20 people are working on it. This is community level management. So it is encouraged that some educated employee, the self-help group, or some village panchayat, or some of the community ward, they can even look after for the community level biodegradable waste management. These are some of the things that there is a possibility. So these are some of the plan that I want to give a message in this video. We will not go for much detail of that, but these are some of the scope that we can always look. And in later part of the video, we will discuss uh the proper waste management. Okay, proper waste management.